Welcome back to another episode of the Twistedtubz podcast. I am your host, Stephen Tubridy, aka Twistedtubz. He is Jonathan Tubridy, aka T-Dog, the barber. Welcome to the show, buddy.
How are you? How's things? Not too
He's
bad.
actually blood related to me, by the way. He's actually like a brother, like from the same womb and shit. You know?
Want to believe me?
Yeah. So tonight's topic, we are going talking about remakes, sequels, good about them, what's bad about them, what sucks ass, and what's good. So yeah, as I said, we're going to talk about this, break it down, and just have a chat, brother. Have a chat about remakes. Yeah.
I
Tell me.
Yeah. Just
What remakes piss you off?
Not necessarily piss me off. I just there's certain remakes that just shouldn't be touched, or ones that they've done when they could have done better ones. There's no originality I find nowadays in media era, is what I look at it. It's certain things. If you're gonna do a remake, don't touch nothing that's already been classic or legendary. And there's certain movies, big movies, that people want to bring out to this day and age. And I just feel, don't touch them. There's loads of films there that can be touched or badly needed that were like blockbusters and should have been reformed. And then there's certain I feel that were left open for loads of films to be remade 20 years, 30 years ago. That was never touched. That could, like the He-Man. It was like years back, one of the great favorites of mine.
Yeah.
And like could always have been touched and no one went near it. But yet again, I have a feeling in time people are just going to make a remake rather than a sequel.
Oh yeah,
And
I mean,
there's no originality in that.
It's going to get rebooted like completely. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like they might not remake that entire story, but the franchise is definitely going to get rebooted at some point. And look, come here, it sucks to do it for a long time. But I'm like you. There's certain movies I agree that like should never be touched because they're still classic to this day. Like I point to right behind your head. Back to the Future is one that, in my opinion, should never be touched. Like, just shouldn't. It should just stay as a movie in set in time and just never have another version of it. Because
Exactly.
some movies don't. Like some do warrant it. Some benefit from it because in that film, The Thing. Remember Kurt Russell up in the snow up in the Alps, at the Alps mountains, and it's the kind of the body shifter horror kind of film. I don't even know that was a terrible expression for anyone that is listening. That's not what it's about. Go check it out.
He's
It's a fucking classic.
grammar.
But that's a remake of an original black and white. And then Scarface is the same thing. Scarface is a remake of an original black and white movie. But they were fucking done correctly. You know what I mean? But there's other ones like you look at like the new Ghostbusters that came out.
Yeah, I just think Ghostbusters was legendary, and it should never have been touched. Regardless, it should, and it's films like that. I feel they're so good in their era. Make something different in a different decade. It's like originality. It's like people are forgetting or just lazy that they don't want to make stuff up, or it's convenient to grab something already done and use 30% of it to like boost it with new like the special effects and everything like that. I just feel leave them. Just like Street Fighter. Serious. Like picture Marvel got a hold of that now. Or any,
yeah. Like I know what you mean, a top brand company.
Like in the background, like the people who make all the fucking the Avengers and things like this. Just give or take. If they get a hold and say we reboot, an example, of Street Fighter, which back in the day we were all Jean-Claude Van Damme, John, this, that, whatever, but the film was brutal. When you actually look back, it's terrible.
And you've gone back and rewatched that recently, haven't you? Like you've seen it
just to see is as bad, because I can remember it bad, and there's like a lot of things like games that could be bad nowadays. But again, in your own vision, you can remember from when you were young, and it was like brilliant till you rewatch them and then they're fucking shit. But Street Fighter was always a film that was never like the Tron kind of knowing to all the like top people just to attract the attention. But he man from Adam's family.
And he was the best part of the fucking movie, like when you think about it. You know, like you remember what they did to Blanca and Dalsim and fucking, you know, and even Ken and Ryu, for fuck's sake. Like, you go back and watch the manga version of it, you know, the fucking the animated one. It was
awesome,
unreal, like. But
that
and
one. I remember. Yeah, go on.
No, I would say what you were saying about Street Fighter was, if you can remember, and this isn't even like, it's not a reboot; it's more or less a base sequel. But the Mortal Kombat. Do you remember how much we loved that when we were growing up?
I only watched it the other day, and it still holds up to this day. It's the only thing about Mortal Kombat is Goro.
Goro, yeah.
Goro, the lad with the 6 arms, whatever.
Yeah, 4 arms.
Yeah, when he fell, whatever, then it was like But back then, other than that, I've no fault with that film. That film still holds up massive to this day. And that's the one they want to remake.
Well, they're making a new one. But do you remember the sequel to Mortal Kombat? Annihilation.
The animated one.
No, the second one that they released, Annihilation, turned into like dragons, and it was just the worst. Like,
yeah, I see that, but that was, I can't, because it's one that don't stay with me. It doesn't stick in my brain.
It's probably a good thing. Do you know what I mean? You get the experience.
I remember the animated version.
There was loads of
it
was like the 3D animated version that I think we got it. I got it on VHS or some shit free with the game.
It was on the
some shit like that. Yeah, and that was fucking brilliant. But but like in regards to, like, you know, like I understand what you're saying about the remakes and stuff, because like horror movies are like some of the worst for it. You know, like Nightmare on Elm Street, fucking, you know, the Friday the 13th reboot. I remember. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And I mean, they've done. I mean, I've liked some of them, like the amount of Texas Chainsaws that have been remade. And I'll be honest, I liked a handful of them. I didn't like them all, but like Poltergeist was another one. Poltergeist remake was just shocking. It was such a bad movie. But there's ones I did like. Was the Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that one too, man.
I really dug that. I really, it's one of my favorite horror remakes, because it's such a broad thing, because you look at remakes in general. Like, you mean, look at the sequel to Pocahontas. You know,
Avatar.
Sure? No, did you say Avatar? That's exactly what I mean. Like, that's look, come here. Look, I know I'm kind of half joking about this one, but you know, realistically, it is the premise of Pocahontas. A little bit of dances with wolves running or whatever, right? But but you know, but it's still an original movie, how it looks and how it's presented and everything else, with all that 3D.
I love Avatar.
Avatar's brilliant.
Yeah.
But it still has essence and elements of a remake without making Pocahontas, you know. And Disney are doing it too with the live action.
Like, just come back to your point there. It's still an element of a remake.
It is.
But like, it's not like I despise remakes. I just feel there's just too many of them.
Like, I completely agree. Yeah.
Like they're remaking everything. Like that wasn't even a remake, but it's the same thing. It's like exact same story as like Pocahontas in a different fucking vision. But yet again the same thing. Going back to that. That's something I know. But it's remakes can be done if they're done right. As you went back to a while ago, Scarface and that.
Yeah.
Like, they can be done brilliant. But don't remake something unless you're gonna like make the old film look like crap and make this one look fucking hell.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
No, I get what you're saying. If you're going to go to the trouble of doing it, do it right. Like make sure.
'Cause
Like,
yeah,
and the point I'm going to make is what I was saying about the Disney live actions. You know, like we've seen a bunch of them, but the one that really stood out to me when I watched them was the Lady and the Tramp, um,
yeah,
live action. It just wasn't good. Like, I mean, look, and that's all opinion. There's probably people who watch this or have seen it, and they probably would agree with me on that. But in my opinion, from seeing it, I couldn't understand some of them. Like,
no,
why? I mean, if you're going to remake it, I understand you want to remake it and change some stuff up, make it a little fresher and newer. But some of those decisions that they made in that movie, just it was nonsensical, man. It was just it made no sense to change some of the things they changed. It was
yeah,
like they
someone went
changed it for the
backwards.
sake of it, and that's when you step in the territory of, um, messing up just trying to make it for the sake of making it now, because that's what they're basic cash grabs now at this point. But look, the one thing I will say, in that essence, if you don't like them, you've always got the originals.
Yeah, look, as I say, it's not like people like, as I said, you always get mixed opinions. There's
Yeah,
mixed comments. People will love them, people will hate them. And yet again, this isn't like trying to change people's minds. This is like my opinion. You have opinion. Everyone else has their own opinion,
Mm.
and this is what a lot of it is really about. This is like just our opinions and what we feel about them. But Lady of the Tramp, yeah, I feel there was a lot better Disney animated movies there that could have been remade.
yeah.
So, that's just me. I wasn't a fan of Lady of the Tramp, so
All right, so switching gears for a second,
yeah.
off the top of your head, give me 3 remakes that you despised and 3 remakes you actually liked.
3 remakes I despise.
Yeah, that, like, you absolutely hated, like, that when they made them. Just whatever pops into your brain.
I mean, about now. I like rant about it so much, and I'm just like,
Yeah, but it's like I put you on the spot now. That's the thing.
going back to Poltergeist, I wasn't a fan of no one.
Yeah.
There was another film there. It's not that I didn't like it. I was just so hooked up on the original. Was I can't remember the name. It's I get it.
Go on. Take time.
Fucking the Animal Graveyard. What the fuck's the name?
Pet Cemetery. There you go.
Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
Cemetery. As I said, when a bad film I watched it, they changed 1 or 2 bits in that as well. It's just I'm old school. I love like
You really
old
are.
school movies. Yeah, you know that yourself. I just feel first Pet Cemetery was fucking outstanding, so. But look, there are people's opinions. That's my opinion. Just 3 like there's loads I've been watching, and there's probably one out after back in my head. Just
okay, and just switching it again. Out of films, just say off the top of your head, if instead of listing things, 3 movies that you like, if possible, that you would like to see get remakes, like proper redone, what would you like to see?
Well, definitely Street Fighter, because that was a lot of fucking bollocks. That really needs it. Someone needs to look into that and say, look, what this is. Then you have to look at what's going to grab people's attention, because that seems to be what's happening now. It's whatever's grabbing attention is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Remakes. There's loads. Like, I don't know. I kind of like prefer sequels really than remakes.
Well, then look, what we'll do is we'll forget about fucking remakes, right? And we'll jump onto sequels. No, we'll jump straight into sequels.
Yeah, one more point is...
Okay, go on, go back.
Wizard of Oz. which people are pushing on a remake, which will be pure side. It's a legendary film. It's a classic film. Don't touch it. Don't even add on to it. Leave it.
You want to
That's the way I
know?
feel.
You want to know what ones I can hankering for to be like redone?
Yeah, but
Not
you are
redone,
pushing
like
more
not because
doing nothing and watching.
before I say this, right, I want to clarify that I loved the original versions, and these are just I just would like to see, like could they make epic versions of these films in today's day and age. First one is Never Ending Story. You imagine a Never Ending Story done in like a big fucking Lord of the Rings, like style, done in that way, it'd be unreal. Like,
But they could rebound that onto it. Like that's another film at the end was left
well, I mean,
unwoken,
to your point, it could be a sequel. They could do a new age sequel to that. They've done 2 or 3, but they could do a brand new sequel, taking it directly from the original film onwards and kind of like make that a new canon. I'd like to see that. They're making a new Ghostbusters as well. I was always kind of like, like mad to see the original cast come back because the last Ghostbusters we got was just fucking
Another one.
terrible. It's called Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh yeah, I heard of that.
Yeah. Remember, I think I showed you the trailer for that one actually.
Yeah.
But
that's a continuation. That's like bringing all characters.
Well,
back.
that's continuing after the first 2. There's nothing to do with the one that came out recently. Thank God.
I didn't like it. It was fucking shite.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm like yourself.
I just didn't like that film.
Yeah.
Basically, the movie did nothing for me.
I think they should remake Rocky.
Serious.
Just to piss off Lisa, I think they should remake Rocky completely from the start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get in there.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan.
Could you picture?
At the age he's at now.
Yeah, there's like it. Like there's no like I'm like caught for words now with fucking movies and like all this.
Because I put you on the spot and fucked up your flow. My fault.
Yeah, you probably did. Like there's loads
Yeah.
of films like I loved. It was like Universal Soldier, but then they kept going with them. And as it says, you can remake stuff. Like if it's not going to be better than the other one, either don't do it or just stop them.
Yeah, just kind of like, I don't know, just like, I mean, like my opinion on it, you're going to take the original, make it better, make it bigger, and make it, and try make it its own thing, but like have all that nostalgic, essence that the original had, things like that. That's the way I look at things like that. But then you just see, like Psycho is a perfect example. And then to be fair, I mean, many people, I've heard this being said around, I have an opinion of it myself, but I think they remade Psycho shot for shot, like from the original Psycho, the Alfred Hitchcock one, they tried to make it a shot for shot remake. I think that was the spearhead that started that whole remake buzz, especially in the horror genre anyway, for horror film.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, remakes, man, as you said, you pointed out, remakes can be good if they're done right, but then remakes can be just done for the sake of doing it. Because do you remember that film Cabin Fever from a few years ago? Like that movie was remade like not even a decade later. Like it was worse. Like it was a worse version.
There's one just there.
But then there's like well, I could call it a remake, but I mean I like to call it a soft reboot. Is the Evil Dead 4 version. Because I love the original versions with Bruce Campbell and Joe up in the cabin and all the old practical effects and just the fucking eeriness of it and stuff, and the comedy element that came with it. But the newer one was it was so much more grounded in evil and violent.
I haven't seen the new one.
Oh man, gotta check it out. That Evil Dead reboot is savage, like, because as I said, they changed enough of it for it to feel new. But they
Yeah,
still kept the essence of the original film, like good.
anything they kind of
fantastic.
do, yeah.
But,
Especially if you look back at them movies back then, they were great movies.
yeah.
And then you have certain ones that just don't compare to what it should be. Then you have like The Walking Dead that came out, which were like fucking global. And then it kind of makes them films look old, they age. But like as I said, that's come back. That's a different story, I know. But yeah, like there's loads. Like I heard something the other day that I Am Legend that they were thinking of remaking that movie.
And
Like
you
I don't
did have a
know.
rant about that.
I did because I think that film was unreal. Like Will Smith in general is fucking outstanding. Whatever movie he's in, he can be fucking unbelievable. But yet again, why remake something like that? That was left open to not a remake. It was like a sequel that you
It
could
had
easily
sequel doors attached.
What?
It had sequel doors attached. It was, but if you remember, there was a time period where I think Will Smith made like 10 fucking movies in a row, or whatever, and they all felt like there could be sequels attached to them. You're not gonna like fucking I, Robot was another one. That seemed like it was left open, and I'll be honest, that's one that I would really like to see a sequel done, like an attachment. But yeah, well, once we're talking about sequels, let's bang into that. Seen some fucking unreal sequels. Like I just mentioned it at the start, Back to the Future. Arguably, Back to the Future 2 is better than Back to the Future 1. In a lot of people's eyes. The Godfather 2, Terminator 2.
Yeah, a lot of the second ones can be. Sometimes it's harder, but
yeah,
like that you get them right. But like Back to the Future trilogy, leave it. You're bigger Star Wars fan. Obviously the three that were made in the meantime, in the middle, if you could call them the middle ones.
What the original ones?
What?
The original ones are. Yeah.
No, that's you're going by numbers or when it was.
I am. I'm Roman numerals my movies there.
Or like it's hard to top them, but then they brought out the middle ones that was supposed to be before.
The prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
And then the newer one with Rey and Kylo.
Yeah. They're great movies, don't get me wrong. I just feel sometimes they go too far.
What you're saying is you could like take the original trilogy and just that's it. Not it, but you know what I mean. But if you had, like, if they never made another Star Wars trilogy after the original one, you'd be like, that's fine.
Well, if like they have and I've went and watched them, I said that it's not like I don't watch Star Wars. I watch them and I like Star Wars, but just certain things that sometimes I feel it drags on, and I know a lot of people, rather than me, a lot of people are bigger into it. So they'll want like the story of like the Ewoks. They want the story of other parts rather than just like Luke and all these, to see where everyone evolves like at different stages. And that's okay. I'm not hating Star Wars. I just feel them 3 little movies that were made before the 3 recently don't hold up to the standards of each 9 that were done.
I love that you call them those 3 little movies, or some 3 of the biggest movies in the world.
Yeah. So, as I said, look, that was just me. I watched some of the films. I will be back watching again.
But it's like I'm like that now with certain films. Like I really really want to see like like new sequels for certain movies. Like I'm looking forward to like the Matrix 4. In the back of my head, I know probably don't even need to do that. Probably don't even tour, because to be fair, I don't think we needed Matrix 2 and 3. I thought the first one was so good on its own. Like, you know what I mean? As I said, to your point, is like how far do you push it until you start jumping the shark?
As I said, it comes to franchise and what's big and what people want.
Yeah.
Are into it, and Matrix became so big at that time. They were like,
what's taking over now?
Marvel.
Franchises, man. All the shit. When we were growing up, right? You remember, I was a comic book fan. I loved fucking Star Wars. I was fucking into superheroes. So I was a big, massive nerd. Now, what's happening? All that shit, all that fucking comic book content, all that fucking, you know, like the big nerdy stuff that people looked at in that vein is now, is now the way the industry is being run. That's the stuff that gets the 400 million budgets now. Think about it that way.
Yeah.
It's become franchises.
So franchises, just look at that now. If anyone sees the comment, let him know. And we just figure out, for instance, say, price wise, French boys back then with Star Wars figures, what would they be worth? Because like Stephen calls himself a nerd, but back in the day, original Luke, original his Death Star, well, the kettle burnt most of them. And just curiosity, if they were still in their packages, which I know wouldn't take them out of, what would they be worth? Just for instance.
Actually, it's funny that you say that, because Brian O'Regan actually slags me about not taking the action figures out of the boxes that I have now. You know, like I'm a shelfie whore. But yeah, Jesus Christ, man, I had all that shit. Like, as you said, the kettle, because I was a fucking psychopath. They used to melt my fucking toys. You know, but yeah, it'd be fucking interesting to see how much all those original ones are fucking worth, because we had every fucking one of them. Like, it was ridiculous. And it was so many. Yeah, I mean, the dream now as a grown adult is to buy a DeLorean. Like, I'd love a fucking DeLorean. I'm only saying it because it's behind your head, to be honest. Yeah. I've been talking to you and kind of watching snippets of Back to the Future as we go.
Is it 25 grand you can buy one?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get on it, John. Get on it. I can't drive. You can. I'll buy it, you drive it. And we go back in time. That's what we'll do. We'll go back in time and we'll stop the remakes from happening. There you go. Yeah. Throw a rock into the waters and see how much it ripples, you know? But yeah, man. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, like, as I said, we're talking about remakes, sequels, and just fucking, you know, basic franchise.
I think there's a lot more that's.
Oh, come here.
I didn't get to or get around to.
Dude, we could sit down for 2 hours and hammer this, like, just go through movies, and we should do it one point. At some point, we should come back to this and just pick out maybe 5 movies at a time. You know, we pick out 5 remakes and we dissect those, or 3, and then we'll spend 10 minutes on each movie. Just doing it. This is, like as I said, this is just your first night on a show, coming on to just hammer back and forth with your bro, new Twistedtubz podcast. And you know, we're just having fun, having a chat, man. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's passing the time, you know?
Sequels, remakes, and reboots. Sorry, is it reboots? See, that's where the argument comes in. Is it a sequel? Is it a reboot? Is it a remaster? You don't fucking know, because there's so many different versions of it. People are like, oh, it's this and this. Like, this is why I said a while ago, I look at The Evil Dead as being a complete reboot. I look at it as a soft reboot.
Yeah, but is The Evil Dead is the same story then?
Well, yeah. I mean, like the Evil Dead one. That's what you should do tonight after we fucking go home from this call. Is you should turn that on. You should watch that shit.
I might give it a pop.
Yeah, it's fucking good. It's really, excuse my French, as they say, it's fucking good. No,
not really what it is.
Well, yeah, come here. Look, as I said, this is a starter of a much bigger conversation, I feel, and that we can have as
different topics.
Yeah, different topics.
But look,
you never know. Listen, who knows? It might end up being a weekly show. You don't know. You know, we just have to see how it goes. But no, I've enjoyed. I mean, look, me and you, we pick each other's brains on left, right, and centre anyway.
Yeah.
Because we talk every fucking day. But it's good to hear you fucking bounce off and kind of just talk about stuff. You know what I mean? And this is the whole point of this whole podcast thing. It's just you don't have to fucking be famous, because everybody has a fucking story. We are famous though. You know?
Yeah, I've always been famous.
Our name lives in RT, whatever that's for.
What's that?
A Tubridy Lingo name. Fucking.
Tubridy.
Oh, Ryan. Give us some fucking money, Ryan.
Oh, yeah, first cousin, man.
Yeah, no, yeah. Fucking family tree. Where the fuck's the money, boss? Bring it home. Bring it home. The boys need some bread.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that now, and as I said, I still feel that there was a lot more there that I had in mind. So like I'm looking back, like I was looking forward to that one actually. When I first heard it coming out, Tremors. I look back at the original Tremors, and I was like, "Oh fuck, man, Tremors is a fucking outstanding movie." And they brought out.
I showed you the new Tremors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and I'm like, "The fuck is this?" Like,
yeah, I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
and it becomes like a disappointment.
Yeah, do you know why though?
Oh, why?
Because there was no Kevin Bacon.
I know, he's after this fucking phone fucking module fucking.
You know, they couldn't get him back to Tremorland, so that movie instantly failed. Instantly.
Ah, little dick.
I'm spitting, blah.
That's him.
Yeah. So fucking, I mean, we're hitting on the fucking the runtime anyway. So as I said, look, this is just an easer in session for us, just to fucking kind of get on it and just kind of see how we bounce, see how we flow, get fucking a bit of a conversation going, you know? Because that's the whole concept.
It's been good.
Yeah, and look, come here. I don't doubt that you won't be back on the show talking about fucking other stuff and different concepts and everything else, because let's be honest, you know, I'd be hounding you on the phone and wrecking your head anyway. So you'd be like, I'll just do it, you know. Just come on the phone. But you will be back. I will be back. So yeah, I mean, hope you had a good time in the show. I had a good time bouncing back and forth with you. I thought it was a good outcome.
Yeah. It's great, actually. And get on to, as I said, leave a comment, leave whatever. Thumbs up, subscribe.
Oh, look at that. Say it again.
Subscribe.
Like, subscribe, share, fucking tell your girlfriend, tap your man on the shoulder and go, Tubbs has got a new podcast. Which is, you know what to do. I'm not going to ramble off about it. It's in fucking all the mediums of the social medias. Everyone knows what to do at this point. But yeah, look, I've been Stephen Tubridy, a.k.a. Twistedtubz. He's been Jonathan Tubridy, a.k.a. T-Dog, the barber. I was about to say the baby barber, but you know what I'm saying. He's the barber. He's the bitch. He's the fucking bitch of our litter. It's been a good crack. It's been fucking another cool episode. Brother's going to come back on. I'm going to be here again next week. Thank you for watching. Twistedtubz loves you, baby. And we out.
Thumbs up.